तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम श्री भगवान सत्य साई बाबाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सत्य स्वरूपाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सत्य धर्म परायणाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान वरदाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सत्पुरुषाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सत्य गुणात्मने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान साधुवर्गनाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान साधुजन पोषणाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वजन प्रियाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वशक्तिमूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वेशाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वसंग परित्यागिने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान सर्वांतर्यामिने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान महिमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान महेश्वर स्वरूपाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान भक्तिग्रामोद्भवाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान भक्तिश्रेष्ठ निवासिने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान निष्ठाय शिरडिवासिने नमः। ओम श्री भगवान जोड़ी आदिपल्ली सोमप्पाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान भागवतवाचस्रोत्राय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान भक्तवत्सलाय नमः। ओम श्री भगवान अपान्तरात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अवतारमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वभयनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आवस्तम्भसूत्राय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् रत्नाकरवंशोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् श्री साई मूर्तशक्ति अवताराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् शंकराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् श्री साई मूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् द्वारकामायि वासिने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् चित्रावती तटपुट्टपत्ति विहारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् शक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् शरणागतत्राणाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आनन्ददाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आर्तत्राणपरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अनाथनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सहायाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् लोकबान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् लोकरक्षापरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् लोकनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् दीनजनपोषणाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् मुक्तित्रयस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् मुक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् हर्षविदुराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् करुणाकराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वाधाराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वभद्रवासिने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् पुण्यफलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वपापशेखराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वरोगनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वबाधहराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अनन्तनुदगर्तनाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आदिपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आदिशक्तये नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अवधूतशक्तये नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अव्यक्तरूपिणे नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् कामक्रोधध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् कनकाम्बरधारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अद्भुतचर्याय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आपद्बान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् प्रेमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् प्रेममूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् प्रेमप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् प्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तमन्दाराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तजनहृदयविहाराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तजनहृदयालयाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तपराधीनाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तिज्ञानप्रदीपाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् भक्तिज्ञानप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सुज्ञानमार्गदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् ज्ञानस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् गीताबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् ज्ञानसिद्धिदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सुन्दररूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् पुण्यपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् फलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् पुराणपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अतीताय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् कालातीताय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सिद्धिरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सिद्धसङ्कल्पाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आरोग्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् अन्नवस्त्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् संसारदुःखशेखराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वाभीष्टप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् कल्याणगुणाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् कर्मध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् साधुमांसशोभिताय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वमतसम्मताय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् साधुमांसप्रचोदकाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् साधुभानुग्रहपटुषापकाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सकलसंशयहराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सकलतत्त्वबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् योगीश्वराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् योगीन्द्रवन्दिताय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वमङ्गलकराय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री भगवान् आपनिवारिणे नमः। ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಆರ್ತಿಹರಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶಾಂತಮೂರ್ತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಸರ್ವಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯ ಸಾಯಿ ಬಾಬಾಯ ನಮಃ.
लंबोधरा जय गौरी सुता,
लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता.
लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता,
लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता.
गणाधिपा जय गजानना,
गणाधिपा जय गजानना.
गणाधिपा जय गजानना,
गणाधिपा जय गजानना.
लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता,
लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता.
बालचंद्रादरा गजकर्णेश्वरा, बालचंद्रादरा गजकर्णेश्वरा, भक्तीश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो, साईश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो, लंबोधरा जय गौरी सुता, गणाधिपा जय गजानना, लंबोधरा जय गौरी सुता, बालचंद्रादरा गजकर्णेश्वरा, पतीश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो, साईश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो, लंबोदरा जय गौरी सुता.
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा,
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा,
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा,
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा.
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं, जय साई गुरुदेवा,
गुरु सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं, जय साई गुरुदेवा,
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं, जय साई गुरुदेवा,
गुरु सेव बिना निर्वाण नहीं, जय साई गुरुदेवा,
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा,
जय साई गुरुदेवा, साई गुरुदेवा.
तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो साई गुरुदेवा,
तुम्ही हो माता
बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
जय साई गुरुदेवा साई गुरुदेवा
जय साई गुरुदेवा साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
जय साई गुरुदेवा साई गुरुदेवा
जय साई गुरुदेवा साई गुरुदेवा
तुम्ही हो माता पिता तुम्ही हो साई गुरुदेवा
वो माता पिता तुम्ही हो साई गुरुदेवा
सत्य स्वरूप आराधिका हो साई गुरुदेवा
सत्य स्वरूप
राधिका हो साई गुरुदेवा
सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं जय साई गुरुदेवा
साई गुरुदेवा साई गुरुदेवा
कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
The Group 1 children of Merton Sai Centre lovingly present a short story from the Bhagavatam, which embodies Swami's saying of love all, serve all. The story of Krishna and Sudamma. Krishna and Sudamma were close friends who were studying in Guru Sandipani's ashram.
Dear children, today I am going to speak to you about the importance of friendship. In this Gurukula, we have children from rich families as well as from poor ones studying together. Take for example Krishna. He is a Yadava prince, and Sudamma. He comes from a modest Brahmin home. Yet they share the same food and sleep on the same floor without any differentiation. They are a shining example of good friendship. So, children, will all of you promise to be good friends?
Yes, Gurudev, we promise that we will always be good friends.
Very well. Now, children, you can go for your lunch. Guru Ma has prepared some lovely dishes for all of you.
The children went together in an orderly manner to Guru Mata for lunch. Just before lunch, Guru Mata called Krishna and Sudamma.
Krishna and Sudamma, come here.
Yes, Mother.
My dear children, after you finish lunch, I want you to go to the forest and bring me some firewood. I don't have much left. I know you are responsible children, so I am asking you to do this for me.
Yes, Mother.
Krishna went ahead to wash his hands and get ready, and Guru Mata called Sudamma.
Sudamma, here is some puffed rice. I have packed it in this big bundle for you and Krishna in case you get hungry or you are delayed. There is plenty here for both of you, so please share it with Krishna.
Of course, Mother. I will definitely share this. Thank you very much.
When the children were in the forest, there was a storm and it became very dark. Sudamma trembled with fear and Krishna reassures him. They both climb a tree for shelter. Krishna fell asleep on Sudamma's lap. As Sudamma fell hungry, he ate the puffed rice which Guruma gave him without saving any for Krishna. Hearing the sound of Sudamma crunching, Krishna woke up and asked Sudamma,
I am really hungry, Sudamma. Do you have anything we can eat together?
No, I have nothing on me.
Although Krishna knew that Sudamma had eaten the puffed rice, he did not want to hurt his friend and therefore did not mention anything.
Many years passed and they had completed their studies and went on with their lives. Krishna became the ruler of Dwaraka and Sudamma remained a very poor Brahmin and married Sushila, a pious lady. They had 27 children and it became increasingly difficult to feed the family with his meager income. One day,
Sushila, I am very tired. Can you give me something to eat?
Swami, please drink this rice gruel.
Is this all? Is there nothing else to eat?
Swami, the grain we have will not last much longer. But Swami, if you will listen to me, I have a suggestion.
What is it, Sushila?
I have always heard you speak of your childhood friend, Krishna. He is now the king. Can we not approach him for some help? Would he deny us help if you asked him?
Krishna! My dear friend Krishna! But how can I ask him for help? It will not be right.
But look at the way we are living now. If not for me, at least for our children's sake, you must change your mind.
What will my friend think of me?
Okay, let's do it like this. It's been a long time since you have seen him. So why don't you just pay him a visit?
All right, I will call on him. I also miss him very much. I will leave right away.
Wait, Swami, I will pack something for your friend.
she ties up some puffed rice in a small bundle and gave it to him. Sushila knew that Krishna would understand Sudamma's plight and bestow upon his favours without being asked. Thus, Sudamma set out to meet his dearest friend, Krishna. Sudamma wondered whether his friend would remember him, whether he would recognize him now with his haggard appearance and tattered clothes. having walked all the way, after a few days' journey, he reached Krishna's palace. At Krishna's palace, the guards stopped him.
Sir, please stop there. You cannot enter. Who are you? What brings you here?
My name is Sudamma, and I want to meet Krishna.
The guards were incredulous and looked at him up and down.
Who do you want to meet? Dwarkadish Sri Krishna? What possible business can you have with him?
Oh, Krishna! He is my childhood friend. I have not met him in many years and thought I would come and meet him.
Krishna was at the time on the balcony of the palace with Rukmini. Krishna noticed the commotion at the main gate, and without even thinking or waiting to put on his shoes, he ran barefooted down the stairs and ran all the way past the gardens to the main gate.
Sudamma, Sudamma, is that really you? After all these years, you have chosen to remember me?
The mere touch of Krishna's body was a transcendental experience for Sudamma. He was rendered further speechless by all the attention that Krishna showered on him. The guards and the passers-by were absolutely shocked by this scene of both Krishna and Sudamma walking happily together back to the palace.
Come inside, Sudamma. You are an honored guest. Rukmini, come. Look who is here. This is Sudamma, my dear friend. We went to Guru Sandipani's Gurukul together. We spent many hours together and shared many beautiful experiences.
Dear sir, welcome. I have heard Sri Krishna speak so much about you. Guards, please bring a plate of fruit, flowers, and a pitcher of water, please.
Come, Sudamma, sit on the throne.
No, Krishna. I cannot do that. That is your throne.
Oh, come on, my dearest friend. I insist that you do. For the sake of our friendship, you deserve the best. Come now.
Krishna takes Sudamma by the hand and leads him up to the throne and sits him down. Sudamma was so overwhelmed by the love Krishna and Rukmini were showering on him. He was shedding tears of happiness. The guards bring the pitcher of water and thali of flowers and fruit. Both Krishna and Rukmini wash Sudamma's feet together. After that, Krishna wiped Sudamma's feet with his own shawl which he was wearing.
Let me go and make all the arrangements for his comfort and stay.
He was tended by many maids and servants who bathed Sudamma in sweet-smelling perfumed oils. He was given rich clothes. After that, both Krishna and Sudamma sat for a royal feast, and the two friends had a lovely chit-chat after the meal. The ever-playful Krishna knew the purpose of Sudamma's visit, yet chose to play along. As they were chatting, suddenly the playful Krishna's vision fell on the little cloth bundle which Sudamma was having on him. When Sudamma caught Krishna's vision, he quickly hid the bundle behind him.
Hey, what are you hiding from me? Let me see. I am sure it's something nice. which you have brought for me. Come on, let me see.
No, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Krishna, it is really nothing at all.
Krishna got up and playfully went behind him and tried to pull the bundle from Sudama's hand. Sudama was feeling very embarrassed by the small, simple bundle which he had brought, as he thought that his simple gift is nothing compared the riches and opulence which Krishna has.
Come on, I know my sister-in-law Sushila would not have sent you empty-handed. Give it to me at once.
Sudama was too ashamed to give Krishna the small, tattered bundle of puffed rice.
So Sudama, you do remember that I like sweet puffed rice the most. You must have told this to my sister-in-law. Sudama, do you remember the puffed rice incident during our Gurukula days?
Sudama felt remorse and guilt over the incident which took place in the forest when they were in Gurukul, and he apologized to Krishna and hands over the little bundle. Krishna looked lovingly at the bundle, opened it immediately and took a fistful and ate the puffed rice. When Krishna ate the first mouthful, unbeknownst to Sudama, his hut transformed into a palace. After the second mouthful, the palace is filled with riches, clothes, and adornments. When he is about to take the third mouthful, Rukmini held his wrist.
That is enough, Sri Krishna. Should I also not have a share of what your friend has bought for us?
After a few days of a very happy stay with his friend, Sudama left with a heavy heart to rejoin his family. Krishna had organized the chariot to drive Sudama back to his home. On his journey back home, he smiled a lot to himself, recalling the several incidents that had occurred at the palace. But as he neared his home, he remembered that he had not fulfilled the actual purpose of his visit. He was pondering over the possible excuses he could give Sushila. He is pleasantly surprised to see his hut transformed into a grand palace, and Sushila was decked in jewelry and wearing fine clothes, and the children too. He was simply amazed.
Look at the magic, my lord, your friend has accomplished. He has showered upon us untold benevolence.
Oh, now I understand the significance of what transpired in Krishna's palace and the ways of my dear friend Krishna.
Despite all the wealth bestowed upon him, Sudama chose to lead an austere life for the rest of his days. Krishna never judged Sudama or withdrew his love and friendship for what he did that day in the jungle, but rather he simply showered love and served his dear friend and accepted him as he was.
To love and serve all simply means to offer love to all, and this offering of love is in itself service to all. Shabri loved all regardless of the adversities. Despite being treated with disdain and disrespect, she never once reacted or moved away from her own self-respect. She demonstrated the great virtues of patience, purity, concentration, love and service. She imbibed and lived these virtues.
Baba says, Seva, service, brings out all that is great in man. It broadens the heart and widens one's vision. It fills one with joy. It promotes unity. It proclaims the truth of the Spirit. It drives out all the evil qualities in man. It must be regarded as a great spiritual discipline. You are born to serve, not to dominate. Everyone in the world is a servant and not a master.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Gopal Govinda bolo Jai Sai Ram. Gopal Govinda bolo Jai Sai Ram. Madhava Mukunda bolo Jai Sai Ram. Madhava Mukunda bolo Jai Sai Ram. He Parameshwar Partipureshwar daya karo he Sai Ram. He Parameshwar Partipureshwar daya karo he Sai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Sai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Sai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Sai Ram, Jai Jai Ram bolo. Jai Jai Ram, Sai Ram, Jai Jai Ram bolo. Jai Jai Ram, Sai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
राधिका जीवना
राधिका जीवना
राधिका जीवना
राधिका जीवना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
देवकी नंदना
देवकी नंदना
देवकी नंदना
देवकी नंदना
नंदनंदना हे गोपिका रंजना
नंदना तेरे गोपिका रंजना
मोहना
मुरली मोहना
मुरली मोहना
मुरली मोहना
श्री मधुसूदना
मधुसूदना
श्री मधुसूदना
श्री मधुसूदना
राधिका जीवना
राधिका जीवना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
कृष्ण जनार्दना
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
राधे गोविंदा राधे गोपाला
देवकी नंदना
देवकी नंदना
नंदनंदना हे गोपिका रंजना
नंदना तेरे गोपिका रंजना
मुरली मोहना
मुरली मोहना
श्री मधुसूदना
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 श्री मधुसूदना राधिका
जीवना
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
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 बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
विश्व शक्ति तुम
अवतार तुम हो विश्व शक्ति तुम हो
विश्व शक्ति तुम
युग अवतार तुम हो विश्व शक्ति तुम हो
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
बुद्ध कहो गुरु नानक कहो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु कहो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो
युग अवतार तुम हो विश्व शक्ति तुम हो
युग अवतार तुम हो विश्व शक्ति तुम हो
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई महेश
परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो
साई परब्रह्म तुम हो राम कहो कृष्ण कहो ईश्वर अल्लाह साई कहो राम श्री राम श्री
Sai Ram. We, the Group 2 and 3 children of Merton Sai Centre, lovingly present a short story from the Ramayana, which embodies Swami's saying of Lavo, Servo. Swami's simple yet sublime phrase of Lavo, Servo is the foundation stepping stone, guiding us on through the journey of our life, helping us to face all its beauty and challenges with equal-mindedness. His teachings never forces, but lovingly, as a mother, father, teacher and guide, gently lead us on our spiritual path. He has shone a light on the ancient highways and the royal road to divinity. The 3 pathways to divinity are the paths of wisdom, jnana, devotion, bhakti, and service, karma. Whilst all these 3 are linked, we will, in our presentation today, journey through glimpses of the lives of the epitomes of bhakti and divine love, namely Shabri.
Swami says, as close as you are to God, so close is God to you. This simple yet profound quote is the basis of both Gyan and Bhakti, where the Bhakta is so immersed in the love and constant thoughts of God that everything of the world is crossed and transcended, and only the one we are close to, God, becomes the constant companion, guide, friend, and parent. One of the greatest unsung heroes of the Ramayana, steeped in this constant remembrance and an epitome of bhakti, is Shabri.
Shabri was a daughter of a hunter. She was very gentle and pure at heart. Before the day of her wedding, she saw thousands of goats and sheep that her father had brought to sacrifice, as it was a custom among the hunters of that time.
Dear Shabri, look what I have brought to celebrate your wedding tomorrow. All these goats and sheep are for the wedding banquet, to feed all the guests. You will have the best wedding ever. I promise.
Yes, dear. We're giving you a marriage befitting our status as hunters. Our family have been hunters for generations, and we have to live up to our traditions.
Oh dear father, mother, do we really need to kill all these poor creatures? I cannot bear to see those animals being killed. Just to celebrate my wedding, and just to fulfill a cruel tradition. I truly cannot bear to see the suffering and killing of animals anymore. My heart is with the supreme, divine, blissful God, and I have always wanted to find God and truly experience His love. My only way out is to leave, run away. I cannot bear to live amongst this killing and hunting anymore.
With her deep devotion to God and her spiritual inclination, Shabri decided to run away from home, as she did not want to get entangled in a married life and bear the burden of causing suffering and killing to the animals. So she ran away into the forest in the early hours of the morning. She wandered and came across an ashram and saw a rishi.
My humble pranams. Dear Guruji, my name is Shabri. Please accept me as your disciple. I want to learn true wisdom, Brahma Gyan.
Who are you and what clan are you from?
I am the daughter of a hunter, and my family have been hunters for generations.
What? Do you expect me to
to teach a low-born person, especially a woman, spiritual knowledge? Absolutely not. I am sorry. Please leave, as you are defiling this ashram with your mere presence here. Go, leave.
Brave Shabri did not give up. She continued to wander far and wide on foot and came across another ashram.
Pranam, Guruji. My name is Shabri. I have travelled far on foot, looking for a guru who will impart spiritual knowledge to me.
But you're a woman. Do you see any woman amongst my disciples here? Where are you from anyway?
My parents are hunters, and I left home in search of godly knowledge.
Haha, I cannot accept anyone from the hunter class, so please be on your way. I cannot even offer you any food or shelter because you are from the hunter class. Please leave.
Shabri left, but she was undaunted and determined to find a guru. She continued to wander in the forest. Many gurus rejected her because she was a woman and from the hunter's class. Finally, tired and hungry, she reached an ashram of sage Madinga, who surprisingly welcomed her warmly.
Welcome, child. I know you have wandered far and wide. I welcome you to my ashram. Oh, my daughter, stay in my ashram, clean the place, take care of the chores and serve us.
Guruji, you cannot accept a person from a hunter class into the ashram. She is low-born, and what is worse, she is a woman.
And why not? Have I not taught you to look beyond the body and relationships? All our souls, playing roles in different bodies. We are all God's children, and therefore, dear disciples, please welcome her.
That is sacrilegious. We are not going to stay here a moment longer. If you are going to give Shabri shelter in this ashram.
Guruji, we never expected this of you. We will also leave if Shabri is allowed to live in the ashram.
Guruji, thank you so much for your kindness. However, your disciples and the other rishis are not happy about me being in this ashram, so I will stay in the forest nearby. Dear Guruji, and I will serve in any way I can. I won't be in anyone's way.
Very well, my child. Shabri quietly lived in the forest just outside of Sage Madanga's ashram. She took pains to stay out of sight of everyone, especially the rishis and the disciples. She intently listened to Sage Madanga's daily lesson by hiding behind bushes and trees. She served her guru, the disciples and other rishis, by removing the thorns from the pathway that led to the rivers where they take their bath, to ensure that there were absolutely no thorns on the path. She rolled over the path and did this every day. She also removed by hand all the pebbles and stones on the pathway that might hurt their feet. All this she did every day before dawn, before everyone woke up, so that no one even knew the wonderful, selfless service she rendered. She lived on tubers and fruit as the other rishis and disciples did. She served her master and the rishis unseen for many years. Many years flew by and sage Madanga had grown very old. One day he called her.
Mother, your body has reached old age, and you still render your service by straining so much. If you carry on like this, you'll be exhausted. So come and reside in the ashram and take rest. The task for which I have come is over now, and I have decided to leave this body. Please live here and look after this ashram. Shortly, Rama will come into this forest. Please invite him to the ashram and offer whatever little service you can. Let this ashram be sanctified by the touch of his feet.
Oh, my dear Guruji, please don't leave me. I cannot be happy or at peace without you. Please take me with you.
No, Shabri. Just follow my orders, and your destiny awaits you in your meeting with Lord Rama.
From that day on, Shabri only had one pointed remembrance and thoughts of Rama, and used to constantly chant his name alone. She used to pick the berries from the forest every single day, awaiting the arrival of Rama, and when he did not arrive by sunset, she used to eat the berries in his contemplation as sanctified prasad. There was the beautiful and grand lake called Pampasa near Sage Matanga's ashram, where Shabri used to fetch water in her earthen pot every day before dawn, before anyone saw her. Shabri, who was now very old, still went to the lake with her pot every day to collect water. One morning, before dawn, there was a rishi sitting next to the lake with his disciples chanting mantras. He saw Shabri filling her pot with the divine waters of the lake and immediately flew into a rage.
Hey, you low-caste, outcast woman! Stop it! Don't you know that you are making the water impure for our use? Go away!
Enraged, he threw a stone at her in anger. It hit her leg and the blood came out. A drop of blood fell into the lake. Within seconds, the water in the lake discolored.
Guruji, the waters of the lake have discolored and has to be clean. What should we do now?
Shabri went to her ashram with her filled pot, still crying with pain.
We need to purify this lake now. Let's start a homam and chant the purification mantras.
The rishis started chanting purification mantras and homam, throwing holy powders into the lake, but nothing helped. The water was discolored. They brought water from the sacred Ganges. It was of no use. They brought water from the sacred Yamuna river. Still was of no use.
I heard from the other disciples that Lord Rama is coming. He is wandering in the forest nearby and headed this way. Let's have his darshan. I will go and invite him. At that time, Rama and Lakshmana were heading in the direction of Pampasa Lake anyway.
Welcome, Ramachandra, Lakshmana. Welcome to our forest.
We would like to offer you water and fruit. However, the waters of the lake have not been purified for drinking.
What happened to the water of the lake?
Sage Matanga was living here. He had an outcast disciple a woman named Shabri. He has died, but she still lives here. She came to fetch water from this lake. So, our Rishi threw a stone at her and injured her leg. A drop of her blood fell into the river.
We have done everything from homums to japas to try and purify the lake, but nothing has happened.
Oh dear Lord Rama! Guruji! What do we do? How do we purify this lake? Have we done something terribly wrong to deserve this?
Oh, Rishis, you have injured a very pure soul, a sin you need to atone for.
So saying, Rama and Lakshmana continued on their journey. They soon came across an old woman who was coming toward them with a basket full of berries on her head.
What charming figures! I am drawn by the divinity of these two boys.
Placing the basket on the ground, she stood on the track, whispering, Rama, Rama, in reverence and thankfulness.
Brother, see that old lady chanting your name? I suspect she is a wily demon. Don't go near her. Be on your guard.
Don't worry, Lakshmana. Come, let's rest a while under this tree near this little hut.
Shabri felt as if she knew these two people and was so much in ecstasy just having a darshan of Rama and Lakshmana that she ran and fell at their feet, not even knowing who they were.
Where do you come from? What are your names?
Mother, we come from Ayodhya and we reside in the forest. I am Rama and my brother is known as Lakshmana.
Oh, finally, my long cherished desire has been fulfilled. I have been waiting for your arrival day and night, looking for you into the distance until my eyes have become dull and insensitive. My vigil and fast have borne fruit. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Lord.
Mother, you speak of a guru. Who is he? This guru of yours?
His name is Martanga Rishi. He gave me refuge when I left home. But since women are not taken as pupils in this hermitage, I listened to his lessons while hiding behind bushes and trees. I served my masters unseen and spent many years in the jungle. Before Guruji left his body, he told me to wait for you, invite you to the ashram, and to serve you. From that day, I have existed here, with my arms outstretched to welcome you, with eyes watching the horizon, and carrying about me with this old body, so that I might live to see you and serve you. O Rama, O Lord, O compassionate one, my Guru's wish has been fulfilled. Every day I pick the berries that had dropped ripe from the trees. I dust and clean them and keep them for you every day. And when you do not arrive by the end of the day, I eat them as prasad given by you.
As Rama and Lakshmana rose and walked towards the hermitage, Shabri was overcome by a flood of joy, welcomed them, and quickly brought her basket of berries to Rama.
Rama and Lakshmana only can have the best and sweetest of berries, so I have to ensure that these are sweet, my lord.
As a result,
she tasted each and every berry from the basket and offered to Rama and Lakshmana. Only those she found sweet and ripe.
Brother, how can she taste the berries before giving it to us? That is not acceptable.
Dear brother, this is pure love and pure service. Her heart's purity has sanctified these berries with her taste. So eat it as prasad.
While they ate, she looked on happily and with gratitude at their charming faces. And when they had finished, she washed their feet and placed the drops of water sanctified by the contact on her head.
Lord, I have no more desires. You have immensely blessed me with your darshan. Now, just let me be forever at your lotus feet. I am full of gratitude and joy. My only strength is my love for God. I have no other support or sustenance.
Mother, these berries are as sweet as your own heart. They are saturated with love and devotion.
Rama's response is a wonderful essence of knowledge for all of us.
Mother, devotion is the thing I need. Other things like scholarship, intelligence, status, social prestige, caste, I do not pay any attention to them. They are of no value in my eyes. More than all, the powers gained by spiritual disciplines, I relish the sweetness of devotion, saturated with love. I seek only that. You have not said or done anything against anyone, despite how you have been treated by all these rishis and disciples. That is what makes you so pure. Your mind doesn't blossom when good comes, and doesn't wither when bad comes. You are blessed in all ways.
Oh, dear compassionate one, the husband of Sita, I am blessed.
Dear Mother, I am so blessed to meet such a beautiful and loving devotee such as you. We have been so happy in your company. And now, since you have mentioned Mother Sita, please tell us if you know anything about her.
My guru said, as a result of mantra and Kaikeyi, Sita, Rama and Lakshmana have entered the forest as exiles and would visit hermitages and bless the rishis. He assured me that Sita will be abducted by Ravana. He also told me that Rama would come into this forest while searching for Sita, and that I would be rewarded as never before by that visit. My guru also told me that Rama would cultivate an alliance with Sugriva, who had taken refuge in the Rishyamukha hills adjacent to this hermitage, and accomplish the task of finding Sita through Sugriva.
Shabri fell at Rama's feet and gave up her life. Thus, Rama and Lakshmana fulfilled the deep yearnings of Shabri and filled her departing soul with bliss.
Show and express love towards all. You cannot affect a change of heart by speeches. They often lead to confusion and conflict. Better than speeches is practice of love with faith in the divine. Follow the path of love and redeem your love. Only through the cord of love can God be bound. But it is only when love is for love's sake that this cord can bind God to man. If love is motivated by desire for worldly objects, selfishness, pride, God will be beyond our reach. You must become embodiments of love. If you are merely loving, your love will be confined to a few. Only when you become the embodiment of love can your love comprehend and include all souls. This is true service. Love all, serve all. Jai Sai Ram.
Shri Raghurama, Shri Raghurama, Sita Rama, Shri Raghurama, Sita Rama, Shri Raghurama, Dasharathi Jai Rama, Dasharathi Jai Rama. Atma Rama, Ganit Guna Rama, Atma Rama, Aganit Guna Rama, Pavan Rama, Parandama, Pavan Rama, Parandama, Sita Rama Rama Rama, 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Rama nenu ni vaadu, Rama nato maataadu.
Love, peace, righteousness, and truth.
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 Holy Spirit dwelling in us all.
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 Father in heaven,
Father in heaven, righteousness and truth.
We, the children of Merton Sai Center, would like to present a play titled Radha, Krishna.
The relationship of Radha and Krishna is the epic example of intense faith, love, and devotion, symbolizing each soul's longing to be with Paramatma. In the Bhagavatam, it is said, "The mind that constantly contemplates upon the sense objects irresistibly comes to revel in their finite joys, and the mind that learns to constantly remember me comes to dissolve into me and revel in me." Radha represents the state of unconditional love and devotion to Krishna.
The word Radha means ras, which means love or essence of life of the soul. De means the giver. She represents the quality of living and giving all the 7 qualities of the soul. Radha's birth is celebrated 15 days after Krishna Janma Ashtami. It is believed by many that Radha was 9 years older than Krishna.
In his discourse, 2nd of September 2010, Swami said that Radha is Krishna's other half and the embodiment of love and bhakti, and the personification of devotion, and together they constitute the truth. Gaudiya Vaishnavism worshipped her as Goddess Shakti, the most important incarnation of Sri Lakshmi.
In the book Sri Sathya Sai Anandadayi, written by a very old devotee of Swami, the relationship is described as Ananya Bhakti, unending, unique, uncomparable devotion, unconditional love with each other. Swami also stated that Radha was 9 years older than Krishna.
According to the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Radha and Krishna were in Golika, and one day, when during Ras Leela, Krishna's devotee, Sudamma, arrived to meet Krishna. He tried to attract Krishna's attention, to no avail, as Krishna was lost in the Ras.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Sharanam Mama, Taravena, Ekaladu. तारा बिना श्याम ने एक लड़ू लागे रस रमवाने बेलो आवजे हो तारा बिना श्याम ने एक लड़ू लागे रस रमवाने बेलो आवजे तारा बिना श्याम एक लड़ू लागे तारा बिना श्याम एक लड़ू लागे
जय श्री कृष्ण जय श्री कृष्ण
My lord, I have arrived. Why does he ignore me? Whenever Radha is with him, he never pays anyone any attention.
Radha starts to chide Krishna during the Ras, as his attention was elsewhere.
Krishna, where is your attention? Come on, concentrate on this beautiful Ras.
Radha, how can my attention go anywhere else when you are with me?
I don't care what you say. You were daydreaming. I'm going back.
And she pretends to walk off in a playful huff. However, Sudamma was furious at Radha's behavior and hurriedly went ahead of her and confronted her.
Radha, how dare you speak to my lord in such a tone? You have no respect or reverence for him. Do you know who he is?
Dear Sudamma, you have taken all this in the wrong way. Krishna and I were merely exchanging playful banter. I know that you are a great devotee of Krishna, and I do apologize if you feel hurt, but there was nothing bad intended.
Sudamma was shaking in anger and did not listen to a word of what Radha was trying to explain to him.
I don't care what you say. You waste my lord's time. Because of you, he never pays any attention to me, his great devotee. It's better if you are not around.
Please, Sudamma, please just listen to me.
I do not want you around, my lord. You disrespect him and take him for granted, and keep him away from his true devotees. Hence, I curse you to be born on earth and never marry Krishna for 100 years.
It is stated that, to fulfill this curse, Radha was born on earth 9 years before Krishna, and Krishna moved from Gokula to Vrindavan to be near his dear Radha, who was born and lived in the village of Vrishbendrapura, named after Radha's earthly father, Vrishbahan, or commonly known as Barsana. They did not get married in the earthly sense.
One day at Dwarka, Krishna and his 3 queens, Rukmani, Satyabhama and Jambavati, were dining in the palace, and the 3 queens were talking amongst themselves, thinking that Krishna was not listening to their conversation.
Have you heard our Lord uttering Radha's name all the time, especially in his sleep?
Yes. That has been going on ever since I knew him, and he's always lost in thoughts, uttering Radha's name.
Even when he's ill, he calls out her name.
Wonder what it is in this Radha which makes her so special to our Lord.
At that point, Narada appeared in the court of Krishna at Dwarka and went to meet Krishna.
Narayana, my lord, my humble pranams, Queen Rukmini, Satyabhama and Jambavati, my humble pranams.
Welcome, my dear Narada. What brings you to Dwarka?
To see you, my lord. I never need a reason. I have just visited Barsana.
Barsana? How are they all there? Did you see the Gopas, Gopis, and especially Radha?
Yes, you are greatly missed. Despite all these years since you left Vrindavan for Madura, and now Dwarka, not a moment passes without your thoughts in Barsana.
See, here we go again. Radha. Well, even here in Dwarka, not a moment passes without our Lord thinking of Radha.
Did you say something, dear queens?
Oh no, nothing at all.
Krishna wanted to prove Radha's and the other gopis utmost love and devotion, so he suddenly fell, writhing in pain and holding onto his tummy.
Ow! Ow! Radha! Radha!
Narada and the queens rushed to Krishna's side.
Lord, what is the matter? What is wrong with you?
Here, my lord, drink this. You may feel better.
No, nothing can help.
I am going to the Ashwini Kumaras to seek their medical help. Narayana. My humble pranam, Ashwini Kumara. Lord Krishna is in severe tummy pain. Can you please prescribe a good medicine for a fast recovery?
The only cure is for Krishna to drink water mixed with the dust from his most loved devotee's feet.
Narada came back and went straight to Rukmini.
Narayana. Dear Queen Rukmini, the only cure prescribed by the Ashwini Kumaras is dust from the feet of Krishna's most loved devotee. You love Krishna, so please give me the dust from your feet, quickly.
No, I cannot do that. It's a great mortal sin for me to do that. The only place is hell for such a sin. I therefore cannot. Satyabhama, you give it.
Not me. How can I do that? It is indeed a great sin. Jambavati, please you give it.
No, I cannot do that. I cannot incur such a big mortal sin.
Worried, Narada immediately went to the gopis and Radha, who is the head of all the gopis, and Barsana, and asked them,
Narayana. Dear Radha and all you gopis, your dear Krishna is in severe pain and all medicines have not worked. The celestial healers, the Ashwini Kumaras, have said only the dust from Krishna's true devotees can heal him.
All the gopis were distraught when they heard this. However, without even a hint of hesitation, immediately gave the dust from their feet.
Oh dear Krishna, what happened? Don't worry, you are always in our thoughts, and we are with you in this hour in need.
Radha, please tell Narada to go to Krishna as soon as possible with this.
Oh, my dear Krishna, here you go. Please take this dust and give it to Krishna immediately.
What about the mortal sin all of you will incur? Which is what Rukmini, Satyabhama and Jambavati were worried about.
It does not matter if I incur any sin, no matter how big, and have to suffer or perish. It does not matter at all, so long as my dear Krishna gets well. I will do anything for Krishna. So please, make haste and bring this to my Krishna.
We do not know about sin, and even so, what does it matter? All that matters to us is Krishna. We do not know anything else apart from Krishna.
Narada returned to Dwaraka with the dust, and upon consuming, Krishna immediately recovered. The queens immediately understood the greatness and height of Radha's and the gopis' devotion and love for Krishna.
Swami said that the Gopas and the Gopis who moved in Krishna's divine company played with him, talked with him, sang with him, shared supreme bliss, Ananda with him. Even the deities envied their luck, for it was a chance they could not secure.
Those simple illiterate folk had this singular good fortune. As a consequence,
of the merit acquired in many previous lives. The Gopals and Gopis were not just common men and women. No, at first sight they struck one as simple, unlearned folk, that was all. But they had a vast treasure of revealed wisdom which only a few could appreciate and understand.
Or else, how could they have secured the bliss of the Lord's touch, which even Rukmini and Satyabhama couldn't win so easily? The Gopas and Gopis can be said to be more fortunate than those queens. Their good fortune was the fruit of the good deeds done by them during not one but 3 previous lives.
The unending, divine, and unbreakable bond between Krishna and Radha was so strong that no words were required. Radha Rani met with Krishna in Dwarka many years after he left Vrindavan.
Despite the passing years, Radha had a youthful appearance. This was an account of a boon of youthfulness she was blessed with. Therefore, another name for Radha is Kishori.
Radha stayed in Dwarka, in the palace incognito, only recognized by Krishna. She used to have daily darshans of her beloved Krishna. However, she knew that her earthly life was coming to an end.
She quietly left Dwarka and journeyed alone to a beautiful quiet area and sat there in deep contemplation of Krishna.
Krishna found her there and knew that her end was near. With deep sadness, he asked her,
My dear Radha, I was looking for you all over in the palace of Dwarka. You have come here all alone, leaving your dear Krishna behind. Tell me, what is your wish?
Oh, my dear Krishna, I do not wish anything at all. All I want is right here in front of me. What more do I need?
Please, Radha, tell me. I am sure there is something you must dearly wish for. Both you and my flute, my basuri, have been and will always be the most important things in my life.
There is one last wish, if you are able to fulfill, and that is, I would love to hear the soulful melodies and divine sounds of your flute, like how you used to play for me when we were in Barsana and Vrindavan.
I have not played the flute for anyone since leaving you and moving to Madura. I will only play for you, dear Radha, and I will do so again today.
So saying, he began to play the most enchanting tune, only and only for Radha. He carried on playing for hours, both wrapped in the divine ecstasy. Slowly, as this was going on, Radha slipped away from her mortal coils.
True to his promise, only to play the flute for Radha, Krishna broke his flute and never ever played it again. There is a temple, the temple of Radha Rani, dedicated to this story in the state of Maharashtra in India today.
Swami says, the greatest examples of pure, pristine love are the gopis, cowherd girls of Vrindavan of yore. Epitomized by Radha, if one could master this single divine principle, the other four human values, truth, peace, righteousness and non-violence, would also automatically be mastered. Perfect mastery of love amounts to nothing less than self-realization. Jai Sai Ram.
राधा के संग में आज रास रचे कृष्ण कान्हा, कान्हा की धुन पे आज झूमे कैसे देखो राधा। आई पूनम की प्यारी रात रास रचे कृष्ण कान्हा, कान्हा की धुन पे आज झूमे कैसे देखो राधा। नाचे राधा जी सुध बुध गवा के संग छलिया जी का पाके। वो नाचे राधा जी सुध बुध गवा के संग छलिया जी का पाके। हो गूंजे गूंजे उत्सव में जग सारा आज, राधा कृष्ण कृष्ण राधा। आई पूनम की प्यारी रात राधा कृष्ण कृष्ण राधा। कान्हा की धुन पे आज झूमे कैसे देखो राधा।
ईश्वराम्मा प्रियनन्दना, ईश्वराम्मा प्रियनन्दना, साई जय जगवन्दना, साई जय जगवन्दना।
Subramanyam Shanmaganatha Subramanyam 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 Shanmaganatha Subramanyam 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 Shanmaganatha Subramanyam 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 Shanmaganatha Subramanyam Shiva 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 Subramanyam Hara 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 Subramanyam Om Shiva 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 Subramanyam Hara 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 Subramanyam Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam Shiva Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Guru Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Jai Shiva Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Guru Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Om Shiva Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Guru Saravana Bhava Subramanyam Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva 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 Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam 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 Jai Subramanyam Subramanyam Om Subramanyam 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 Subramanyam
Ashtottaram Sagamaya Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Sairam, Swami's message is taken from today's Thought for the Day, Divine Discourse, 6th of May, 2001. As Sai's glory began to spread far and wide, Mother Easwaramma came to me one day and said, "Swami, I am pained to see small children of our village walking all the way to Bukkapatnam to attend school. Please construct a small school." Conforming to her wish, I established a small school. After some time, she wanted a small hospital also to be established. She said she could not bear to see mothers taking the trouble of carrying their children to Bukkapatnam for medical treatment. I got a small hospital built. The small school I established has become a big university today. The small hospital I constructed has become a super speciality hospital. These mighty tasks could be accomplished as a result of the Sathya Sankalpa, noble wish, of Mother Easwaramma and Nitya Sankalpa, divine will, of Sai. Her last wish was to provide drinking water to the village. She pointed out that the woman had to take great pains to draw water from deep wells which had dried up. I immediately provided drinking water to the villagers. Sairam. Sairam, we have one announcement today. National Easwaramma Day will take place virtually via Zoom on Saturday the 8th of May from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Our SSE girls' play titled Radha Krishna will be shown as part of the celebrations. There will be interactive workshops for SSE children as well. Please register online at www.srisatyasai.org.uk. Jai Sairam. Sairam devotees, we will now have a short video presentation of Swami.
చాలా మంది సాయిబాబా నేను చాలా పేర్లు పెట్టుకొని తిరుగుతుంటారు.
You come across many people calling themselves Sai Babas.
నా మాదిరి వెంట్రుకలు పెట్టుకునేది.
There are people some have the same hairstyle.
గౌను వేసుకునేది.
Same style of dress.
ఈ విధంగా సాయిబాబా అని తిరుగుతూ వచ్చారు.
They also call themselves as Sai Baba.
నేను చెప్పాను పేరు పెట్టినంత మాత్రాన అది నక్కుతుందా?
Mere having a name, can it be
ఇది
proper?
ఎవరో చేస్తున్నటువంటి మోసాలే తప్ప మీరు ఎవరు పోనక్కర్లేదని చెప్పారు.
It is all cheating. You don't need to go anywhere. You know the truth ultimately.
అప్పుడు కణం సుబ్బమ్మే ఓ చిన్న 4 గోడలు కట్టి గ్రూప్ వేసి నన్ను అందులో పెట్టారు.
It was Karanam Sudamma who made a special house, specially built for Bhagavan.
అప్పటి నుంచి ఇంకా బెంగళూరు ప్రయాణం పెట్టింది.
Since then, Bhagavan started visiting Bangalore.
ఈ వెంకమ్మను ఈశ్వరమ్మ వచ్చి స్వామి మీరు ఏమైనా జరగండి, ఎటువంటి పద్ధతులైనా జరగండి, కానీ పుట్టబర్తి మాత్రం వదలకూడదు అన్నారు.
And Venkama and Easwaramma said, Swami, you may do anything, you may go anywhere, but never leave this Puttaparthi.
అప్పుడు నేను ఆమెకు మాట ఇచ్చాను.
Then Bhagavan promised her,
నేను పుట్టబర్తిని వదలను.
I will never leave Puttaparthi.
నేను ఇక్కడే ఉంటాను.
I will stay here permanently.
ఈ ప్రమాణం చేయటం చేతనే నేను ఈనాటి వరకు పుట్టబర్తి వదలలేదు.
Because of the promise given to the mother by Bhagavan, till this day he did not leave Puttaparthi.
ఎవరైనా సరే ఇక్కడికి రావాల్సిందే, కానీ నేను ఎక్కడికి పోయి స్థిరంగా నివాసం చేసేది.
Anyone for that matter will have to come to this place. Bhagavan will never go anywhere.
కనుకనే ప్రతి దానికి కూడా అవతార తత్వం అంటే పుట్టిన స్థానాన్ని వదలకూడదు.
Avatar, the nature of avatar is to stay there where the birth has taken place.
ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి చెట్టుని తీసి ఇంకో దగ్గర నాటితే అక్కడ కొంతకాలం చావచ్చును, బతకవచ్చును.
If you remove the growing plant here, transplant it somewhere else, it may grow up.
సాయి బాబాదని అక్కడ ఇక్కడ పెట్టి ఉంటే ఇది బతికేటువంటిది కాదు.
So the Sathya Sai Baba is not willing to be shifted.
ఎక్కడ పుట్టిందో అక్కడనే పెరగాలి.
This incarnation grows where it is born.
కనుక దీన్ని వదలకోకుండా ఈనాటి వరకు కూడాను ఈ పుట్టపర్తిని పెద్ద క్షేత్రంగా సాగుతూ వచ్చింది.
This Puttaparthi has become a pilgrim center because Bhagavan continued to stay here.
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ 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 साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ